What's up, Digidestins? This is Coyote, better known as RideMyAvatar, and today we have a market watch. Sorry for no bell, and I'm kind of in a different location during this short week. So any sort of recordings you're going to see through the rest of the week are going to kind of be a little bit different. And probably will sound a little bit different. It's not going to be the same. So without further ado, let's get into the video and talk about it. So first card we're going to talk about is none other than X Antibody from X Record BT09. Starting to climb up, 14 listing left, and they're holding strong in the 10s. I remember this card being like 4s to 7s, but now it's selling in the 10s quite comfortably, and that's kind of scary if you want to think about stuff like that it can be easily sold just for an uncommon. People say it was short printed. I feel like it was naturally easy to pull, but it wasn't crazily bountiful for an uncommon. But I wouldn't call it short printed at all. So stuff like that you need to take a look at all times. But let's see what the Europe market's kind of doing. No bump here, but we're at €2 to basically 3s very comfortably. Plenty of stock in the €3.50 range, if not a little bit more. So stuff like this you want to take a look at. Things that really stand out why this card could be being bought out is because of heavy Leomon decks, and it helps counter blue stripping sources and stuff like that if it gets out of hand. And then you do have access to Gargomon and X Antibody decks in general that like to play this card. You do have the alternate art as an option, paying the same kind of price range for an extra few bucks, and you get a full art. Nice, very clean one instead of an uncommon at 10. I think picking this up would be the better option just because it gets you more bang for your buck. Europe side looking like €4 to €5, and it's going up. No surprise here just because it's X Antibody. Gargomon alternate art from Classic Collection. People are finally starting to get on the hype train on this. Now on buyout, only 3 listings, 27 to 30 range. I'm not surprised here. Nobody's really paying past 20 bucks though, so if you guys have this, probably list it for like in the $20 range, and you'll probably move it quite comfortably. Europe side looking like €5 to €20. There's not many listings either. This is getting bought. The Gargomon deck is hyped. The only problem comes down to with the Gargomon deck is you're not going to do quite well if and only if you're walking into a SetCon meta. If your locals or event is filled with SetCon, you put this deck away because it doesn't have a very comfortable out to that matchup. It just loses it fair and square. Apocalymon from Cross Encounters Ghost Rare Double Diamond BT06. A couple sales in the last couple weeks. Well, in the week or so. Just 3 sales, $200 quite comfortably, and then it just hasn't moved since. But as you can see, there's a reason why, because there's only 2 light plays at the low end and then $450 the rest. Crazy. Nobody's going to pay that price. Europe side looking like €235 to €345. Yeah. Apocalymon from Blast Ace starting to climb up too. 9 listings left. Not many listings too. So with 9 listings left, she's bumping into 7s quite comfortably. Green is getting hyped. You have the green events coming up. Bloomlord's actually really scary of a deck. I mean, whatever you want to take at it, the green is a very powerful all in all encompassing color this set, and I feel like people will get more time and practice with it, and we'll have to see if Apocalymon still holds this value once we get to Grandis Quagga and stuff like that. Europe side looking like €3.45 to €4. Kind of climbs really quick to the €7 to start matching us, and then just gets out of craziness afterwards. Then we have Beamon Ace kind of bumping up again. So Yellow Vaccine does play this in a couple copies when they build their decks, which is no surprise here. We're looking like €8, $8 to $9, which isn't bad. People are picking them up though. Every so often they're buy. Europe side looking like €9 to 10 to 11. You guys are a lot higher than us, and you guys are climbing pretty quickly. I'm not surprised here. Tentomon, English exclusive. It is not an English exclusive, it's L&M. So exceeds Apocalypse from BT15. We're looking at 14s, 15s, which isn't bad for the card's price. I expect it to be a little bit higher with the green cups coming around and then people getting more and more understanding of what Tentomon can do. I feel like Tentomon could be a little more higher in the secret department. Europe side looking like 18 to 20 euros. Yeah, going up too pretty quickly. There's not many listings lower than 18. Well, there's no listings lower than 18. X antibody proto form here. Look at this. Animal Coliseum EX05, $11.50. Cool. Not terrible. It could be worse. Proto form, same thing, just another option for X antibody decks. Europe side looking like 16 to 20 euros. Feel bad for you guys. Tentomon from Exceed Apocalypse, BT15, up in the $6 to $7 range. Oof. Yeah, Tentomon's climbing, guys. I did warn you guys that it was a high possibility Tentomon was going to start having like that effect. Buy looks like, let's take a look how far back it started kind of just climbing, because it's good to kind of get a reference point. So we're seeing 4s here. So by the 17th, we're in the 4 range. So if remembering correctly, how did the calendar look? 7 days ago? Wow. On the 16th, which was Friday on release, they were $5. So it has gone up by like $2 in a decently paced session. This is really cool. Outside of that, yeah. Europe side looking like 5 euros to 8 euros. And it's climbing pretty quickly as well. It's got a downslope here, but it was definitely selling in €7 range. Gargomon finally cooling off, not holding that strong, 13 range, now back into the 10s. I expect this to dip down some more. Gargomon, 6 euros to 7 euros to 8 euros, and going up a little bit. Kind of good to see that it's not more than us. Saber Jamon, this card should start falling down a little bit more just because the deck doesn't exist anymore that Saber Jamon was heavily relied on. Outside of that, there's nothing too crazy I can tell here. 14s is not terrible. Could be a lot worse, but hey. Europe side looking like 10s to 13s, which is what we want to see for us, is in the 10 range, if not less. Heavy Leomon, Animal Coliseum EX05, climbing up still, boys and girls. Green competition is around the corner, so you're going to expect this to go up, 7 to 9 to 10s. And on buyout, guys. This is crazy to me. So much cards are actually on buyout. Heavy Leo is definitely a underdog of the format. I think it has a lot of potential, especially once the restrictions come in. You have a decent headway with Heavy Leo, especially once the advanced deck comes in and this has some splashable text you can use. You never know. Europe side looking like 9 euros to 10 euros, kind of following us in the same category. Commandramon, it just gone. We're at 5 listings left and it's in the 11s to 14s. Oof. Guys, it is not a good time to be a Commandramon player that you want to just start out playing. You guys are going to have troubles. Europe side looking like 6 euros to 8 euros. Yeah, to 9. Europe side, you got no issues over here. English side, I feel bad. Dramon, just holding strong in this 20 range quite comfortably. No surprise here. I mean, it could be a lot worse. Could be a lot better. Europe side looking like 13s to 15s to 19s. Apocalymon already down to $3.77. Well, Apocalymon, I salute you, and you know what? It kind of just happens with the category. The restriction is just hurting this card. If it wasn't restricted, I'm going to be honest with you, this thing would have been hitting $30.50 probably without even batting an eye, just how powerful the card was and the requirement of needing 4. But how the mighty have fallen here, it's just a $4 card. Europe side looking like 6 euros to 8 euros. Metal Edamon, seeing some bump here. We're $3 to $4 in. Who doesn't like the Metal Monkey? You know what? We're going to love it. We're going to hate it. You know what? Hey, Sukamon is a thing. Metal Edamon on the Europe side looking like 8 euros to 10 euros. And climbing. They're on buyout almost. They're almost to the double digits by just the low end here. Oof. Mimi's still shooting up here. The foil from Resurgence Burster, if you have these, flip them. $5 a pop is nothing to scoff at. Europe side looking like 4 euros to 6 euros. Myotismon Ace down to $1 dollar range, like $1.11, you know, $1.70. Yeah. Regulus Ace English exclusive Exceed Apocalymon T15. Let it keep falling. $2 is not a bad pickup price, actually, and people are picking this up. I think Gargomon actually has some decent potential in the format. Just comes down to pilot ability and, you know, the ability the pilot has. So, if you guys think about it, I think this is a really strong contender to be one of the better decks. It just, you need to know what you're doing with the deck. Europe side looking like €2, €2.25. Omnimon's Award Defeat, Resurgence Booster reprint. Gonzo, we have 5 listings left in the 16s, and then it pops to 50. People are paying 15 a pop, but yeah, this is for Omni Zoo, you know, the Omni control deck. We'll have to showcase the deck at a later point. Errata Box Topper, Battle of Omni, BT05. Oh, starting to cool off, showing some small dip. It's only a couple cents, but we're in the 16s to 15s on the low end here. Can we add this? We can. So if somebody wants to pick up the $16 copies, this might be a good snack for you. Outside of that, nothing too crazy. Oh no! Whatever. Europe side for Omnimon's Award. We're at 10s to 11s to 12s on the Europe side. Sorry this skipped over. Errata's now 13s to 17 euros. I don't know what happened here, but the layout just did not play nice. Gargomon from Exceed Apocalymon pre-release cards, definitely showing cooling off. It's not showing as much use in the Machine Dron deck as people were going to hope for. It's not a bad card. Just reveal the top 3, add 1 card with Machine or Cyborg and 1 Black Tamer among them to your hand. Return the rest to the bottom of the deck. Just a thing here. You know, 9s to 10s. Europe side looking like €5 to €8. Okay. I can get behind the pre-release on these prices. Hoover SP is blowing up, guys. I was not expecting this. We're at 6 listings on buyout. Who would have said Hoover SP was going to be one of the next expensive cards? Hoover SP is really solid in Mugen. It is a very powerful option because while there's a tamer, this Digimon gains blocker and cannot be deleted by your opponent's effects. It kind of has a self-champion level protection, which the deck actually kind of needs in certain circumstances, just having this. And being able to reveal the top card of your opponent's security stack, if you don't like it, you get to place it at the top or bottom, so you don't have to worry about it. And then the fact that if it's a non-Digimon card, you draw a card. If it is a Digimon card, gain a memory, so it reduces its play cost, becomes a 4, or a 1 cost evolve. You know, that has a lot of potential, you know. It's good. I think Hoover SP is definitely a good climber. Europe side look like €2.35 to €3 pretty quickly. Nothing too crazy though. Hero Resurgence Booster sitting at $2.98, like a $3 card, which is no surprise here. If Gargomon actually starts popping off more once the restrictions are in play, expect this to go up too. Europe side looking like €4 to €5. Crimson Blaze from New Awakening. If you guys have this in your bulk, just flip it. $1 a piece is not a terrible thing. You know, people would say, you know, you're just nickel and diming here, but $1 something is not terrible to make some money. Europe side looking like 2 cents, 30 cents, 40 cents. Yeah, Europe side, you're not making any money off of this. Supreme Connection is down to $4 a pop and just selling in the $4 range comfortably. No surprise there. I'm going to probably wait out just a little bit more before I pick up my copies. Europe side looking like 5 cents, 2 cents, 17 cents, 19 cents. Black Mega Gargomon alternate being EX04 sitting at $4 and climbing. Really solid to see it at 4s. This is just hype for now, and I'm going to be honest with you. Sell these. This is a good sell right now. Let people that are really fast forwarding to play the advanced deck on release, they're going to want this card. After that point, this card gets removed from the deck and never sees the light of day because the Terriermon deck doesn't want to play Black Mega Gargomon at all. So it has a better option in the Golden Rappa. So yeah, that's just what happens here. This card kind of just gets yeeted out once that happens. Europe side looking like €2, €4, €8 50 cents. Okay. Beamon X antibody alternate art still going up. We're at 7 listings left, and we're at 28s, 30s. People are paying that too. So if you guys have them, maybe flip them. You know, it's a good money maker here if you've been holding on to it and you just haven't played Beelzebub for the longest time. Europe side looking like €19 50 €20. Yeah. Green memory boost. If you guys have this sitting around in your binder, time to make some money. They are selling in the 24 was like kind of the last hype for it. Anything higher than that, it's not moving. So I think 24 might be the cap. Like some were selling 19s and 15s, but I think if you're going to try anything, 22, 24 would be the best range. Europe side looking like €10 to €12. Kind of good on there. Just flip them. Digimon Blitz Arm shooting up. This alternate art is at $15 to $16 a pop. And it goes right to 25. Oof. To 30s. This is not looking good for Digimon. And it's not even like the best contender deck right now. It's just people are all hyped. And I mean, who wouldn't be? Digimon is just one of those fan favorite Digimon. And it just has a lot of lore and backstory behind it. Europe side looking like €5 to €7 to €9. Machine Dron revision pack sitting at 10s to 10s for a if I remember correctly, it's not even foil. This Mugen's just plain vanilla everything, but it has the correct text on it, which is vitally important for a lot of players. Just having the correct text for the card, and that's just sometimes it's worth it. The revision pack was a little bit harder to get. So it's just up to you on what you want to view it as. Europe side though, Era non-foil, Errata non-foil, €3, €4. Yeah, not worth picking that up. But all in all, guys, hopefully you enjoyed the market watch. I do hope you find it very interestingly important. You know, guys, it's fun to cover stuff like this, and tell me what cards you have picked up in the recent days. And as you can see, like, we even have Metal Gargomon up here for $13.99 going down. You know, there's plenty of potentials. So guys, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and I am covering up Raremon in the back, and that's $50. I did not want to talk about this for this video. But guys, stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll catch you next one. Peace!